Well, you want to talk about hypocrites. You want to talk about a people who is angering God. The black church is destroying their faith for a Democrat party. That's right. Really, there's never been no separation between them and the Democrats. It's the more I think back and look at the policies of the church and the way the church behaves, there's never been a separation. All right? The black church at large, not all black churches. Let me get that correct. Don't fool yourself on that. Let's get that straight. Not all black churches are Democrat. But any church that is Democrat, when you look at the Democrat parties and policies, does it reflect your faith or biblical faith? Does it reflect biblical doctrine? Okay? Does it reflect God's order not to murder? Does it reflect the Bible's example on marriage, traditional marriage between a man and a woman? Does it reflect the fact that men are not supposed to wear the things that pertain to a woman? When we talk about transgenders and all that kind of stuff. When you are a Democrat party and you're holding a convention that brings in people on the left, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, Booty Judge, whatever his name is, the openly gay politician out of Indiana. You're bringing them to your church convention. And these are the policies that the black church, Democrats, and I ain't talking about just a church. If you're a Christian and you're voting for Democrat policies, you are voting for the AntiChrist agenda. Straight up. Straight up. I showed a woman on my Facebook. She wanted to have an argument. I'm down for a good argument. I'm cool with that. I love that. I like to show people how ignorant they are and show them how lost they are. You're supposed to be a Christian and you voted for the murdering of kids, innocent little children. Those little children, you're going to have to face them in judgment. Okay? Because the Bible says that those martyrs are crying before God night and day, asking God to avenge them of their death and the murderers that murdered them. And when you vote yes on those policies, you are the murderer. It's your hand on it. When Paul held the coats of those that stoned Stephen, Paul himself was held guilty of the blood of Stephen. Yeah. So they're having this convention. And these Democrat folks, black people with them Catholic collars on, and they got these people here on a platform in front of all these young people. It was a youth leadership conference down there in Atlanta, Georgia. A youth conference. And let me tell you something. We've got to do more than just, because there's some people that's going to come on my video talking about, let's just pray for them. That's it. Let's just pray. No action. Let's just pray. God never told us to just pray. Jesus was a man of action. Paul was a man of action. The apostles were men of action. They didn't just pray. And while you're praying, they're coming into your second graders class. Transgenders are coming in their class and singing and dancing to, what's that song? YMCA. And got the little boys rubbing up against their pants and all kinds of stuff. And they're teaching them what to do with bananas while you're praying. That stuff, listen, that's deceptive. Because you're just trying to tell people not to talk against the satanic agenda. You're just trying to say, don't say nothing. Just go silently into your prayer closet. And don't you stand against what Satan is doing. You just take your butt somewhere and just pray. That's not it. God wanted his people to be vocal. He wanted his people to be people of action. When King Herod was committing a sin in front of all the people, it was John the Baptist that stood in the gate. When he took his brother's wife from him, John the Baptist stood in the gate and told Herod and the woman, said, it's not right for you to take your brother's wife. What business is it of yours? The church ain't supposed to be political. What about this? What about this youth conference out here in Atlanta? Are you going to go out there and rebuke them for that? Because they got all of the politics there. They even got a man there who's telling the world that he's openly gay. He has a husband. What's he doing in the church? And the only reason the church will bring him there to that platform is because the church is silently committing and admitting that they support same-sex marriage. And that's what you do when you vote for the Democrat platform, because that's on their policies. They are for same-sex marriage. That's right. When you're voting for them and you got Buttigieg and Judge and Cory Booker and all these different people that are agreeing with open borders, the murdering of innocent children, even to the day they're born, they're creating policies to give illegals, lawbreakers, your money, okay, your health care funds, while you struggle to pay for your health care $300 or $400 a paycheck, and they're getting it for free. How is that right? How is that right? And how is that godly? What makes that so godly? It doesn't. As a matter of fact, it's ungodly. For a man to go and take care of someone else's home and not take care of his own is unbiblical. It's like a person of no faith, a man who has no faith in God. Listen, let me send you this warning again. And even, let me just make this straight. Let me just tell you straight up. The Republican Party is corrupt as well. That's right. I'm not saying that any particular party is just holier than thou. But the Republican parties do not have policies that reflect the murder of children or same sex. These things are anti-Christ. If you're a Christian, you should do your due diligence to look at the policies that are both parties are presenting and vote for that closer reflects your faith. And murdering and aborting babies, somebody said that I needed a clinic to do. No, all you need is a hospital. You don't need, America does not need to give $500 million to a clinic of abortion. If you're having some type of issues, these things are very low percentages. Rape, due to the health of the mother, these things are very low in percentages. Any hospital could deal with that. You don't need these planned murderhood things in black areas, in low-income areas, and teach all those black girls to go in there and murder their children because it's a black genocide plan. It always has been. It always has been. Have you ever wondered why the black population has never grown to 20%? You have people coming in here from other countries and their population is booming. But the black population, after all of these years, has never gone up above 20%. Abortion kept it low. Abortion, things like Planned Parenthood, kept black population low. You know why? The lady Margaret Sanger, the one that started this crap, was a racist. And she called the children the unwanted weeds. The offspring of black people, she called them the unwanted weeds. She said, we got to get rid of the unwanted weeds. And she started this Planned Parenthood stuff. But black people don't want to hear that. You know why you don't want to hear it? Because it's Democrat. It goes against the party. And if it's a separation between church and state, well then why are you so deeply entrenched in supporting the Democrat Party over, even though it goes against the Bible? Even though the Democrat Party is trying to remove every inflection, anything that represents God. They want to take "In God We Trust" off the money. You want to take "I swear to God," swearing on the Bible, out of the courts. You want to take the Bible out of the hands of people in California because you say that transgenders don't need therapy. Anything that offers therapy to people, including the Bible, should be banned. And these are the things you're voting for? And you're a Christian? And you're upset with me because I'm a pastor and I'm talking political? Don't be stupid. The Bible is very political. When you're talking about Jesus, the Messiah, the one who is going to be, the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 6 and Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, says that the government shall be on his shoulder. That's political. That's meeting the needs of people physically. Food, shelter, housing. The government shall be on his shoulder. Jesus, the Messiah itself. A Messiah is a political thing. It's a political statement. The Messiah. The king, the ruler, King David was political. The whole Bible itself is political. And to tell somebody you're a pastor, stay out of politics and just go somewhere and just pray, that is stupid. You go somewhere and pray. Let me do what God is calling me to do. And you sit down somewhere. As a matter of fact, stay off my channel. Most of you demons, I'm not teaching you anything because you're unteachable. I don't want to teach you. I don't want to waste time with that. We need people to come in here in agreement, and in agreement, one shall chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to a flight. The country is being purged. If this President Donald Trump is unfunding Planned Parenthood, and the country now is being purged of the sacrifices to Moloch, the false god of the Old Testament. And that's been releasing a curse in this country for a long time. Well, listen, that ends my tangent.